Ooh, by the way, that reminds me. I wanted to talk about something because I figured we were gonna talk about this on stream at some point today anyway. So yesterday it was like a little bit of like timeout drama at Full Bloom. Basically, the backstory for people who don't know about it is Michael, Puff player in Melee, and then Cal Misu, Peach player. So they played a set at Full Bloom, right? It was Game 5. So last match, obviously, and with about, I don't remember exactly, but it was like 7 to 10 seconds left on the clock, and Michael ran off stage, went under Dreamland, and basically pound stall to secure the win. And then it was discussion whether like, does this count as like excessive stalling or not? And for me personally, like, this particular case, I guess it was like not crossing the line. But the thing is, like, we don't have like a clear-cut rule set regarding these things. It's like, oh, you're not allowed to do it like too much, pretty much. But I feel like rule sets need to be much more clear than, oh, you can't do it too much. What is too much? 5 seconds? 10? 20? 30? Like, where do you draw the line? I personally feel like, especially Puff, can like really like make the time going under Dreamland, or say like you almost die at the top and then you pound stall for like a minute. Like, I just feel like we really need specific rules. I'm not really sure how much like for Ultimate these type of scenarios could happen. Right now I don't really feel like any characters could like super try to time someone out. But yeah, at the very least in Melee, I feel like it kind of needs to be a rule. Exactly what these rules should be, I'm not 100% sure about, but we for sure need set rules, like this is crossing the line and this isn't. It's like, it kind of the same thing with like the coaching discussion that was recently from Collision. Like, a lot of the rules in Smash, period, is just way too vague. It's like, oh, don't do this too much, or it's like, yeah, I don't know. I just personally feel like we need very set rules so people know like this is okay, this isn't okay. Because we end up in these type of discussions way too often, which is a shame. I know some ideas, like I think it was Leffen that suggested something along the lines, if it goes to time, Puff loses, which might sound absurd, but with how much the character can time out like 90% of the cast if you really want to, it's not necessarily a bad idea. I don't know. At the end of the day, I want like more discussion to happen, and that we as a community can agree like how we should move forward about it. Yeah, I do agree. It's hard to enforce these type of rules, but we still need some type of rule. What about Puff Ditto? Both loses. No, actually, I don't really know. Like, I don't have all the answers regarding this, but hopefully we can like get more discussion going on. Because I feel like a player like Hungerbox, like, he could push this much more, but like, if he knows he's gonna win anyway, for example, then it's kind of like not worth it, because then you bring up this topic more often and stuff might happen as a change. Yeah, I don't know. The same thing I feel like with ledge grab limits. It's actually like one of Melee's worst designs, if you ask me, is that you get invincibility back like every time you grab the ledge. I'm cool with it happening a few times. I think Ultimate overdid it, that you lose invincibility like immediately. Like, you can grab the ledge once and then you don't have any invincibility any longer. I think that's overdoing it, but maybe something like 4 or 5 times would have been good. But obviously that's never gonna change in Melee. So yeah, I think some type of ledge grab limit also needs to be done, like a set number. Like, could be hard to enforce, but I really feel like if we do put it in, these type of discussions will be reduced by a lot. What's the issue with just having an infinite time? Well, tournaments would have a very hard time to run on time. Like in 64, they actually, like, the official game don't have a timer. I know this was more of an issue when they still had high roll legal, but it was like some matches that took like, I think it was like some famous match between, if it was Super Boom and some player from Peru, that lasted like one match lasted an hour because neither player wanted to approach. Something like that. I don't remember all the details, but it was something like that. So a timer clearly needs to be on so matches like have a worst case scenario of like, oh, it will take this long. I know some people suggest that like, oh, just have like a 5-minute timer, 6-minute timer, but a lot of matchups like it will go to time like practically every single game. And the average time in a match would probably go up as a result of it because timing out would be so much easier